It's Mr. Cleveland, by the way. Thank you. What happened to the 2021 underground scene? The scene part, whatever. But you get what I'm saying, right? And you see, I typed it up there because I was curious because I just randomly sat back and thought about that yesterday. I need to react to it. Like, what happened to 21 scene? Oh shit.
Iconic undergrounds, the 2021 underground
Oh
era
yeah, by Am Chan. Shout out Am Chan.
has become one of the most iconic undergrounds these past few years, as that era was truly something special, and in my opinion, the closest that we'll ever get to the OG SoundCloud era, with artists like Ken Carson, Yeet, Soul Fago, SG Kobe, and Cash Dami, and more being the frontrunners of this era. And since the era did end 4 years ago, a lot of the artists from this era are at different points in their careers as of now, as some made it into the mainstream while others did fade away out of the spotlight, while others just got cancelled because of allegations. But yeah, let's take a look at the state of some of the artists from this era and look at where they're at in their careers in the big 2025. Alright, now starting off with Ken Carson, who has been one of the most successful artists from this era. Now Ken Carson would have a slight advantage over all of these other artists on this list because Ken would basically be tapped into a lot of rappers and producers at such a young age, with Ken having family ties with like Southside, 808 Mafia. This dude Ken has been knowing Travis Scott ever since he was 13 years old, and he was also on stage with Cardi during his Dial-It tour, so that ultimately led Ken to having an easy gateway of making it big due to big connections, right? And also
Damn.
Ken,
I ain't know he knew all them niggas. I know he knew some niggas, but damn, he knew a lot of niggas. Damn, he been around the block.
would be the first to sign to Cardi's label Opium, and immediately after being signed, Ken would drop his TNX EP during summer 2020 and start to gain buzz in the ATL rap scene, and also being seen with Cardi a lot, especially during the Whole Lotta Red rollout, which obviously did lead to Ken gaining more recognition. And then 2021 would be Ken's breakout year, dropping TNX Relapse, which honestly, bro, looking back on it, was such a good ass EP. And the song Highest Shit off of this EP would start going crazy as well. And basically from there, everyone was waiting for Ken's debut album being signed to Opium, and that summer Ken would deliver with Project X. And now when this album dropped, everyone knows where they were when Project X dropped, bro. It was such a iconic album and iconic album cover from that year's Underground, bro. Honestly, in my opinion, the best Underground album from that year. But yeah, this is when I first personally tapped into Ken like a lot of people did at that time period, right? And with the Rage sound growing in popularity, it did definitely shock me for sure. And this album was such a short and concise album, bro, and honestly, in my opinion, has no misses. Songs like Rock and Roll and
How many songs did it have on the album? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 songs. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is how I prefer my albums. 10 songs. I know it said 11, but 10 songs is like a good album. That's a good number of songs for me. Like, we don't need to do this 20, 30. This shit get too long. It's like, just make it 10. We good. EPs, you want to make EPs? Alright. That's 3 songs, 3, 4 songs. You want to make a mixtape? 4, 5 songs. We good. That's good. That's good right there. Like, sometimes you overstuff it and it's just a lot of filler. We good with like 10, 11. Like, that's good,
bro. And honestly,
perfect.
In my opinion, has no misses. Songs like Rock and Roll and Run Plus, Rand would blow
my favorite song off the album. Damn, I know I keep going back. Let's go. I like Clutch though. Clutch. Rock and Roll is a vibe though. I might have to go Rock and Roll. Rock and Roll is a vibe. I'm not gonna lie. But Clutch is definitely a banger for sure.
Nice album, bro, and honestly, in my opinion, has no misses. Songs like Rock and Roll and Run Plus, Rand would
I've been listening to Underground.
I jumped
in 2021
solidified name in the music industry. And with Cardi not dropping his shit, it was only making Ken grow bigger and bigger, right? Because obviously, if Cardi isn't dropping, people's focus are gonna be on the next Cardi, aka Ken. Around this time, as the 2021 Underground was booming, Ken would be seen a lot with his peers, like guys like Fago, Yeet, and after the success of Project
Oh,
X,
yeah.
Ken would open up for Cardi for his Kingdom tour. And he'd also sign with Interscope that next year, 2022, and he dropped X, which is to this day one of my favorite overall albums of all time. And he'd also go on his first
I didn't want
highlighting tour,
freestyle too
that being
long.
his X-Men tour. And he'd also have a little beef with Ken, which I thought was pretty funny. He'd also drop his
They
Lost
still
Files
beefing.
EP
I
on
think
his
KK just posted something today because I guess Ken Carson did some tour canceling. But niggas talking about the opium tour, but you know, like it's just all he say. But I guess Ken canceled the album. I mean, canceled the tour, or at least the date, or I don't know. And KK said something about like, see, this what happen when labels overhype art or something like that. So the niggas still throwing shots. But I know Ken ain't said nothing yet.
SoundCloud. And that next year, 2023, would be Ken's breakout year. And honestly, at that point, Ken was borderline mainstream. And the A Great Chaos album rollout was, teased, which honestly was a very good album rollout. To this day, is a absolute opium classic. And it also did sell 50K first week, which shocked everyone. Ken would basically be the opium savior with Cardi not dropping. And like, bro, the amount of hits that actually were, birthed off of, this album and the Great Chaos Deluxe, bro, are insane. And now this year in the big 2025, Ken is not slowing down at all, as he would drop more Chaos back in April, which unfortunately didn't get the best overall perceptions from fans. It still went #1, and it also did sell more than A Great Chaos. So yeah, Ken is still no question relevant. And yeah, Ken is definitely one of the biggest artists to this day from this 2021 underground era. And another artist from this era who did blow up alongside Ken is obviously Destroy Lonely Top 4 Boss.
Hold on,
Now,
what he
from this
said?
era who did blow up alongside Ken is obviously
You say did or
2021
didn't?
underground era. And another artist from this era who did blow up alongside Ken is obviously Destroy Lonely Top 4
Did he say
Boss. Now,
did he say like I don't know.
Lone would obviously have a similar come up to Ken Carson being from ATL and also having family ties with big names in the industry, with his father being I-20, who is very close to the absolute rap legend Ludacris. And he would be making music since 2015, almost 10
It's crazy. You got two fucking nepo babies. Ken not necessarily a nepo baby, but like the fact that he do all them niggas, it do kind of make you. God forgive me. God forgive me. It do kind of start making you think of like. Maybe they is right. Maybe some of these people right when they say like the industry is a big fake game and it's all about who you know. Well, it's always that's just in general, but like it's a game where only people who got connections or like me. I knew Ken knew a couple, but like I didn't know he knew all them people. But like I guess once you know one, it's like because I feel like I heard about Ken knowing like a couple people and stuff, but like Travis Scott since 13. I'm talking like. I know he been around Cardi. I know he been around the way for a little bit. I think I heard the South Side. I think I heard that one. I don't know, but it's like he knew a lot of people that I didn't think he knew. So he was all like, what you talking about? New York? You I think 13? You all over the boy? You know? Imagine them talks in school, middle school. With 13, you still in middle school. Imagine you in free. Yeah, you know I know Travis. No, you don't. Yes, alright. I know Travis. I know Southside. What? Like, you what? Nigga, you tapped in. So I guess it is right in the sense like niggas be knowing people. Like, same with his dad. His dad was famous already. You know what I'm saying? So it's like these niggas got connections. It's definitely about who you know, but it makes you start thinking maybe you do need to know somebody to blow up. Maybe all the people we watch, who knows? Maybe they all plants and they all just sit here to entertain us while the crazy stuff. I don't know, right? Maybe they all know somebody we don't know. Maybe they got a connection we don't saw. I don't know. Maybe the make it out of nowhere stories are all fake. Who knows? Just an illusion, right? I don't know. But I guess we'll never know until you see what happened to me. I already said I'm going out, which I know I am. So it's like we ain't gotta worry about it. So it's not fake. It's actually real. I'm actually gonna come up. Then well, maybe I'm gonna play. I don't know. I ain't got no connections. But yeah, it's crazy that both of the top opium signees got some big connections. So they already know.
Growing his fan base with early projects and gaining buzz like Ken in the ATL scene with producers like Clayco and Nezis. Which Clayco definitely Lone's most iconic producer. And like Lone and Clayco are seriously the modern day Cardi and Pierre, or modern day Cardi and Filthy. Literally unstoppable, bro. And after gaining buzz in 2020, Lone would drop his album Broken Hearts, which is now seen as a very iconic project. Both Broken Hearts and the Deluxe are absolute classics, with Lone even working on a Broken Hearts 3 which I will get into. And he'd also drop absolute classics in this year, that being his song Bane, which would go unnoticed at first until that next year this song would definitely be key to Lone, blowing up. And now Cardi, who's obviously tapped into the ATL scene, would reach out to Lone after seeing his Oh Yeah music videos. And so yeah, every underground artist out there, bro, put yourself out there, bro. Don't be fucking mysterious, bro. You never know who's watching for real. If Lone ever put out
that's facts though. You're not lying. You mysterious wannabes. Niggas better stop playing, man. Like you just said, you never know. You might get picked up. Me on, like me, I be dropping. I make a little something. But I ain't trying to sign to nobody. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to get involved with all that industry. Nah, just let me do me, gang. You know what I'm saying? Let me do me.
Video, he probably would have never gotten signed to Opium in the first place. And speaking of being signed, Lone would be signed in early 2021, and in 2021 would look
they get signed Opium. They done picking up people. In
terms of music, but his song Bane would go crazy on TikTok with this catchy melody and super catchy beat, bro. Like, hey, this shit hard, bro. And he'd also drop a few singles, a SoundCloud EP, and also opened for Cardi for his King Vamp tour. And also during the 2021 Underground, Lone was kind of quiet and compared to the other big names on this list. But hey, I did have to mention, Lone, because and he was still somewhat relevant during this era, right? But that next year, 2022, was Lone's breakout year, dropping his long-awaited album, No Styles, which is, in my opinion, one of the best overall albums that actually has dropped these past 2 years, and is honestly tied as the best overall album with The Great Chaos and Whole Lotta Red. And yeah, this album has most of Lone's best work ever. When this project dropped, people were seriously calling Lone the next Cardi, and he go on his first headlining tour.
Niggas was saying, can Lone surpass Cardi? Y'all remember when they were saying that? Lone might surpass him. Oh, he's not just the next, he might actually do it. Like, y'all remember, niggas was saying
wouldn't get the best overall perceptions from fans, but it would sell over 20K, which, hey, did make Lone somewhat mainstream. And yeah, Lone would drop a hit song every year. Like, last year, Love Lasts Forever was such a underrated, project, right? As it did sell above 30K. And yeah, Lone hasn't fallen off, bro. I feel like people do say Lone's wash, Lone's this, Lone's that, just because he did change his, sound. But this new album, Broken Hearts 3, is apparently Lone going back to his old sound. So yeah, that is gonna go crazy. But yeah, Lone is
don't listen to the fans too much. You want to try something new, put it in there. You can add some of your old sauce, or just don't you don't want to, the worst thing artists can do is try to be experimental. People don't it's oh, nah, I just gotta go back to it, man. Nah, just make it the way you want to make it, man. Stop listening to the fans. The fans don't know what they want, man. I'm gonna be honest. Just make that heat, man. Let the niggas...
He obviously isn't as big as Ken, but I feel like this year can be a very good year for Lone if he does.
So far, so good right now.
Moving on to Soulfago, who's no matter how many years or months go by with no new Fago music, he's still always going to be somewhat relevant. And now Fago would have success early on, as he actually would basically be making music all of his life, dropping a few EPs from 2018, changing his name to Soulfago in 2019, which obviously would be a life-changing decision. And his name to Soulfago in 2019.
Oh my god, Travel
2019, which obviously would be a life-changing decision. And which this year I actually did just re-listen to everything that Fago dropped in this year, and oh my gosh, there isn't even a single bad song that Fago did drop in this year, which honestly goes to show that Fago has been having talent from such a young age, which is so fire, bro. And he would also gain hella buzz in that year 2019, dropping his debut album War, and he'd also be discovered by Taz Taylor of Internet Money, and also be offered to sign to Internet Money Records as well, which Fago did decline. But in 2020, Fago would go on an absolute run, dropping insane albums like Angelic 7, which would include the absolute hit song Knock Knock. This song would be crucial for Fago blowing up that next year. But 2020 Fago would be working with artists like SG Kobe, dropping bangers, working with Bezo, beefing with Slay World, which I thought was pretty funny.
We're gonna get a Slay and Fago collab.
And his album After Me would drop in that year, which would include his hit song Off the Mat, which would go crazy because of the rage sound, again being super prominent in those years because of Cardi, Trippie, Uzi, etc. And that next year, 2021, because of Fago's insane growth, he would be signed to Travis Scott's Cactus Jack. And basically after Fago did get that insane bag from Travis being signed to Cactus Jack, he wouldn't drop as much consistently as he once did. But basically that entire 2021, Fago wouldn't drop shit, but it also would be the year that Fago would break out like crazy. If Fago did end up dropping an album in this year, bro, I could only imagine his career would be in a whole different state. But yeah, this year would be big for Fago with his song Knock Knock.
So I guess it is true. I ain't hear he had no big connections growing up, so he did it on his own. So it's definitely possible, guys. Don't listen to what I was talking about.
If you guys do notice a trend, a lot of the artists from this era would have their hit songs going crazy on TikTok. But this year, 2021, Fago would just drop one song, that being Let's Lose Our Minds. And he also wouldn't drop his debut album till 2022 with Pink Hearts, which would low-key underperform, as it did drop in late 2022. But hey, this album is still a absolute banger, bro. But then that next year, Fago would low-key silence the haters with Go Plus, and yeah, that was a very good project. Since then, Fago has yet to drop a project, as his last few projects did end up being leaked, or most part has been pretty inconsistent, which did lead to a lot of his peers surpassing him, like Lone, Kenyi, etc. As of late, it does seem like Fago is making a comeback with his new song Don't Hold the Fire being amazing, and also with Fago being on Jack Boys 2 and with Jack Boys 2 dropping soon, it does seem like this year will hopefully be the year that Fago finally goes.
This video came out a month, and I'm here to say the Fago song was fire. Fago, welcome back, Fago.
Along with Fago, another very talented artist in this era is.
But I still feel like he kind of, dropped the ball. Though, I'm not gonna lie, like he's still supposed to drop. Like we still needed some more music, but it's good now. People behind him still. Hey, hopefully Travis let that nigga go crazy.
Kobe, Fago, and Ken Carson were my personal favorite go-to underground rappers in this era. And yo, Kobe.
Oh yeah, my favorite. If we're going top 3, SSG, Kobe definitely still in there. I was just bumping Kobe. Kobe is a legend, man. Fuck, I hate like the situation that happened for him, because Kobe was that guy. Kobe was nice. He still is.
Was super and unique from everyone in this era, being very melodic. And yo, Kobe in his songs would literally hit the craziest high notes with his music, bro, which I thought was so cool. Kobe would start making music in 2016, as he would gain buzz from 2018 to 2020, gaining buzz with his EPs and his early hits with Sound Design, Nurse, FNF, and his songs with Fago. And yo, I was just re-listening to all of these songs that Kobe had.
Come on, I don't even make this.
And Fago had on SoundCloud, and oh my gosh, I definitely wish that we could have gotten a collab tape between the both of them. And now 2021 would obviously be the breakout year for Kobe, and that would be with this EP Co, which would have this song on there called Again, which is probably my favorite Kobe song of all time. The rest of the year, he would not slow down whatsoever, as in that summer he would drop his song Thorax, which would go crazy on TikTok, and yeah, also MIA as well, which also would have a video, and that whole year 2021 would be insane for Kobe, bro. Everything that Kobe was dropping in this year would be insane. Same with 2022 as well. That song Don't Miss, that song with like trippy bangers. Towards the end of 2022, Kobe would change his sound, being less melodic, being less singing, and having a more darker theme, which I was looking with.
Like I said, it was aesthetic. I don't get it. Everybody do this. It's even if you go on Instagram now, it's you will just go listen to these random artists. I don't know why I be giving some of these niggas a follow. I'll just be yeah, I'm gonna go bump they. Yeah, I never do. But it's when you really think about it, all these niggas instead just got some dark lore. It's some random, some darker lore. They wear all black, fucking some random ass white girl, they probably smoke cigarettes and snort blow or whatever, right? Or fucking GTA, violin. If you know, you know, right? So, yeah, that type of aesthetic, emo. What else? On random Asian girls. I'm this is this about music or what? I thought we left this mysterious, eerie, dark. I thought we left that in 2021-ish. What? Carter dropped a whole new album. I thought Leaf left it back in 2023, right? Nah, we still holding on to it. It's just a drip. Oh, we're all black. Oh, everything big and I would say now the uniqueness is at an all-time low. The creativity is at an all-time low. The inauthenticity is at an all-time low. Everybody got this everybody's the same. It's not enough difference. Everything's the same. Like it's nothing colorful. Like, everything just seems. I don't know. Like it's getting. Everything is turning modern. Everything is modified. Everything just, and it's like it's crazy because to me honestly, I'm a simple dude. I'm a simple guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm simple. I don't none too extravagant, none of that. But like I got character though, if that makes sense. It's like I'm simple. I don't got a lot to me, but it's a lot to me if that makes sense. Like I don't have a lot to me. I'm simple, but like at the same time, I have like a good character. I'm trying to explain it correctly. I'm not. I don't think I'm wording it right because I like simple, but everything is modern in the sense that it's boring. Like you look at all these restaurants, all these new houses, they modernize. It's just like a block, and it's just like they do everything so cut edge and sharp. Like it's boring. There's no life to it. It just feels boring. Like it's just everything is just so high. It's too much of the same. I don't know how to explain. Everything feels flat and dull. Like not dull because that's just I don't know. You get what I'm saying. The point is, like I said, I'm a simple dude. I don't even like a lot, but like you will look at all my little things, and it'll be a big thing if that makes sense. Like I'm simple. I don't like a lot. I am simple. I'm a little minimalistic in the way. Like I'm simple, plain, nothing too out of the order, nothing too out of the ordinary. But I'm different though. I don't know. Like I know how to make something out of nothing. I don't. What am I talking about? What is I'm trying to say? Like you look at all these people now. It's like they doing too much now, but they all the same, and so it's boring. So they doing too much, but it's not them. It's identity crisis. I don't know. I don't know what I'm, like. Fuck it. Just.
All fans were just missing
People aren't
that
themselves no
OG
more.
initial Kobe song. But at the end of
But now, what you
fans
saying?
singing and having a more darker theme, which hey, I was looking with, but a lot of fans were just missing that OG initial Kobe song. But at the end of 2022, Kobe would get hit with some unfortunate allegations, which would turn out to be like false. But yeah, these allegations would lead to Kobe being dropped from his like label, losing his momentum as well, which sucks to see. But also, this wouldn't stop Kobe as he'd still be like dropping consistently. And obviously, Kobe isn't as big as he once was, but it is still cool to see Kobe dropping consistently and happy again. And also, some of the like songs that Kobe has been dropping as of late have been super solid, and does seem like Kobe is working on a comeback as he is back in contact with Fago, which is so good to see. And he is working on a comeback as he is back in contact with Fago, which is so good to see. And he
Yeah. Damn. So the allegations were false. Damn. That's fucked up. It's just in it. And the sad thing about it is like once you get that over your head, especially I think Kobe went the biggest. So already having that on your come up rise, see, it's like you get big, and then you have something. You could either fall off, or like you still be on. You know what I'm saying? But like for a person that's on the come up and that happens, it could just like like. I mean, I hope Kobe come back. I mean, he looked different. He look at his face. Like he even looked older, stressed out, like drugs. It's something. It's something about it. Like he just looked like he just been. Like Kobe need to probably like go a little sober for a minute. Like it's something different. He don't look like you could tell like that situation definitely like that shit was stressing him because knowing he was on the come like Kobe was that guy. He still is. Kobe heavy. Like I said, he one of my favorite underground of all time for sure. Top 3 for sure. Kobe's that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Next album that being No Place Like Home, which I can only imagine isn't have a big of.
But I do want him to get back. This nigga. Okay, I know that sound contradicting and saying go back to the old sound, but like what I mean, but it's like you could still have some melodic. You ain't got to just go dark thing. Like see, that's taking away your uniqueness. I guess. Like I said, don't listen to me. I guess you can't never listen to fan. We ain't have to write. I ain't the right person to say that. Right?
And yeah, he's still so young, right? So I definitely.
But you know what I mean, though.
For Kobe,
you know what I'm
talking
about.
Who came up working with Kobe and Fago is none other than Tana, also known as Baby Santana. And Tana would basically blow up as the 14-year-old rapper who came out of nowhere, blowing up on TikTok. And yeah, Tana would blow up in like 2020 during quarantine with songs like Prada, 14 with Cash Dami. And yeah, these songs were seriously everywhere during TikTok TikTok quarantine. But obviously 2021 would be the breakout year for Tana with none other than the song Antisocial with Slump 6S dropping, which is probably one of the most iconic songs from that era. And then Antisocial 2 as well with like Kobe, Zulo, Fazo. And those next few years Tana would be very consistent, dropping hits those like, you know, next few years like Prada with Tekka, Off the Leash with Young Chris and Zulo. And he also signed to Tekka's Galactic Records, which is low-key one of the best labels to sign to as of now because Tekka is going crazy right now. The music that Tana is dropping nowadays is actually some of the best in the underground. I did see him open up for Tekka last year, and I was the only person in the crowd who knew his fucking tracks. But yeah, man, shout out to Tana, and his album Banner last year was also insane as well. And yeah, obviously Tana hasn't had that big hit since Antisocial, but I feel like he's still very underrated. But hey man, shout out to Tana, bro. Another artist who was working very...
I mean, you see him dance, so is that Michi? Is that like the guy who be with Cart? So I mean, like, hey, I think Ken and Tana, they cool. Like Tana, it seemed like he not buzzing, but like he low key buzzing. If you really pay attention to the numbers, like it don't look like he probably up there with like the Kens and stuff, but like, well, he not that big, but like he definitely got numbers behind him though. Like he tapped in. He cooling with it for sure.
He's still very underrated. But hey man, shout out to Tana, bro.
Another
Tana artist who was working very closely
with
Tana.
Grew up fast as hell though. It's like we watched that nigga
grow up. Absolute beast. And his career has been an interesting one because Dami never had any allegations or like anything that caused his downfall, right? So yeah, his downfall has always been a mystery to many. But yeah, man, Dami has been making music ever since he actually was a kid. And that first
it's crazy because Dami heavy too. I was just bumping Dami the other day too.
Which I had no clue was Dami up until now, bro. Like he literally sounds so different. But yeah, man, this song would actually go crazy on TikTok. And his album 16 and Cash Don't Miss would build buzz in 2020. And he'd also collab with Tana on the song 14, which would blow up and also get a Cole Bennett video as well. But in 2021 would obviously be Dami's breakthrough year, and that being with the song Preparations. Literally a absolute classic. And yo, one thing about Dami that made him stand out from everyone else is bro was dropping 1 minute tracks, which obviously made the song more replayable, and his album Epiphany would also be very impressive as well, including features from guys like Tana, Chris, Kobe, and yeah, this album was definitely one of the best from that era in my opinion. I low-key liked his album Hypernova better, which did drop later like that year, bro. That album was such a banger, bro. Goddamn, bangers like Public, Intermission, Headshot with like Trippy, bro. Yo, as soon as I did hear this album, I seriously thought that Dami was gonna be the next big thing. And after 2021, 2022 would again be a solid year for Dami, but he wasn't obviously in the spotlight like the year before, which obviously did lead to people saying that Dami fell off. Now, I honestly think people just got bored of his sound as it was kind of repetitive, and a lot of his songs did kind of sound the same. And he also would not drop anything in 2023, which would kind of hurt the momentum that was built up. But he would come back with his album Oasis last year, which would underperform in comparisons to Epiphany and just wasn't loved by his fans. I mean, it did have a few, good songs, but just overall was not it. But I feel like Dami isn't just taken seriously like he was back in 2021, right? I do gotta say he did have that one song, Love My Vlog, last year, which, I was replaying like crazy. Yeah, man, shout out to Dami. And obviously you want to mention Slay World as a whole, who were all booming during this era. If you guys don't know, Slay World was a rap group with Summers, Autumn, Can, and more. I don't want to get too deep into their lore because it is definitely a long one for sure, but Summers is low-key doing the best out of all of these guys. Summers is just one of those rappers who's always...
It's crazy. You look at Autumn, shit, if you watch his IG, he show like his life good. He told us start rapping, shit, just start rapping. Look at your life can be a. So Autumn, he probably ain't buzzing, but like his life good for sure though.
Gonna have
I
that
think doing
backboard
clubs,
smart. Since 2018, he has been one of the hottest in the hip-hop underground. And yeah, I obviously don't see Summers, going mainstream because I feel like his sound is so niche. But again, if he can go mainstream, then why can't Summers? And Summers has low-key been on a run this past year. And he also did have a low-key hit last year, that being his song Marble Floors. So shout out to Summers. And now moving on to Autumn. Autumn has been at a very
the Summers situation is interesting. Like I said, he got some money too. He vibing. We gotta see what the next album do. Summer's interesting. people always gonna respect him in the underground, but yeah, the mainstream thing, everybody ain't gonna go out. A lot of these artists we just talked about in this video is not going mainstream. But that's okay though. You don't want to go mainstream. You don't like not saying in a bad, like it's just label. You know, like bro, you hear the shit you hear. It's too much drama up there, so it's too much drama in them rooms. So like, man, you better off just making your money. Like you gonna realize once you start the money start coming in. A lot of the shit you want, you ain't gonna need. One, two, you gonna realize, oh, I just want to be comfortable and do what I want. What you will do, like what I said, I go buy a Lambo. You don't need a Lambo. Go if you want to drive a Lambo, just go test drive one. Just get the feeling. It's not that serious, unless you really want to Lambo. You have it, but still, it's like traveling the world, living a good life. Now I have to worry about stressing. That's the life you want. Once you get to that point, you're gonna realize, oh yeah, this is fine. I don't gotta. Trust me, trust me. I ain't been there yet, but I'm gonna get there.
Still has that like, massive fan base like Summers, but if you guys don't know, he did have allegations in late 2023, which have to this day ruined any chance of
quite some time.
Mainstream. I mean, he is still
One
dropping
type of
hits
allegation,
all live, and he also was recently beefing with Jace, which was like so funny because every time Autumn would diss Jace, Jace would like be like, "Hey Autumn, don't you fuck with minors." That shit was crazy, bro. Also, Can too. I haven't
Jace
heard of
in a good position
minute,
too.
Bro, but yo, his run back in like 2021 was insane. That album Double R was fire back in the day. At this point, Can doesn't focus on his music like that much. I mean, obviously he does have his clothing brand, that thing Double R, and that's paying his bills. So yeah, he's definitely chilling. Autumn and Summers are doing their thing. I mean, you know, they haven't like fallen off. None of them have fallen off. I mean, but I'm definitely hyped to see what's next for them in this year. Last but not least, we have to mention Yee. And now Yee is easily the biggest artist on this list, and also his come up is also super.
I just seen the post on
now Yee would actually.
I made 34 million this year off show. Like what?
The Elevator Era, which was a platform that artists used to promote.
That nigga Yee,
like even
shout out Yee
on this platform as well. And yeah, also Yee's music did sound way different than it did now right back then. And now Yee would actually first gain traction in 2020 with his early projects, but that next year 2021 would be the year that Yee would take over, and that would be with this song.
It was all once he got on the scene, that nigga was
over. This song went crazy. And yeah, this song basically blew up for one particular reason, that being him adding a bell on this song. And basically from there, Yee would gain hella traction. And his album
the way
Up
he
To Me
was,
would also go crazy.
That's speed running underground.
In that year, Yee would also be seen with a lot of other underground rappers from this era as well, like Autumn, Can, Summers of Slay World, and yeah, basically Yee was basically a part of this group. And he'd also be seen with Ken Carson a lot too, which yeah, as of now in the big 2025, Ken and Yee are on the best of terms, which yeah, thanks to Lil 88. Andy would be on a ins of terms, which yeah, thanks to Lil.
Start comparing my partners to this Eminem with auto-tune and reverb.
88. Andy would be on a insane run from 2021 to 2022, and honestly, bro, in my opinion, bro, this is still Yeat's best era. And he'd also got so many mainstream cosigns in this time period, right? Like Drake, Gunna, Thugger, and he'd seriously be the fastest artist to go mainstream in this 2021 underground era. Like bro, 2 Alive was a absolute classic. Since then, Yeat would be on a very consistent run, and bro, it's so hard for Yeat to miss with this album. Yeat seriously has one of the most consistent discographies, and yeah, every year he would drop multiple projects expanding his sound. Like for example, last year,
yeah, that's what he's saying on that thing,
which was
legendary,
more futuristic rave.
My song already was turned by here's a bell. Boom. Hey, nah, facts though.
Obviously,
sorry about that.
And he would kind of diverge from that original rap sound and move to more rave shit. And yeah, since then he has definitely become a absolute superstar, and yeah, easily the biggest out of this era, bro. And yeah, I feel like his sound definitely aged well for sure. But yeah, man, that is gonna conclude the 2021 underground era, man. And yeah,
still got a bunch of names. You got the Slum Sixes, forgot Zulo, SVG. Like it's a lot of names. It's a lot of names we ain't talk about, but there's a lot of people, man. Like I said, it's an interesting game. The fact that this is half of, and this is gonna be half a decade old next year is crazy. And those styles was such a staple for me. Still more to this day. Young Chris 2021 crazy, yep. Young Chris, yep. If Kobe should have stuck to his mother, he would have been on top still. Kobe was my goal 2021. He's too talented to go to waste. Hopefully he can make a comeback. Great video. Ken and Nixie. Ken and Yeet. Diamond show me LNG. Show me LNG before it drop. Fago. I miss OG Fago. Coach, he went crazy somehow. He moving on now for Coach. Jaleel, yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of names. But yeah, that's a good vid though. That's gonna do it for the vid though. Like and subscribe. Catch you on this video.